Our week-long Campfire Story Week continues again. Even Poseidon goes on vacation, but this time, you get to come with. These unusual campfire stories are unlike anything this mighty god of the sea has ever done, which means it's worth doing. Well, it's worth doing at least this once more time. Well, it's more than once now, it's several onces. So this entire week, we'll be releasing one campfire story or audio read of a white paper per day for the week. And if you happen to miss one, I've got you covered. A new playlist is available now on the channel titled Campfire Stories 2022. If you missed one or want to listen again, check it out in the description below. Today's campfire story is Anchor's documentation website. About Anchor, Anchor Web 3.0 infrastructure, blockchain nodes and APIs. Anchor is building the future of decentralized infrastructure and multi-chain solutions, servicing over 50 proof-of-stake chains with an industry-leading global node delivery system and developer toolkit. Web3 infrastructure simplified. Learn more at www.anchor.com and follow Anchor on Twitter. Anchor simplifies building and earning on a blockchain for individuals, developers, and enterprise. The Anchor vision. At Anchor, we believe that Web 3.0 and the crypto economy should be available to anyone and everyone on the planet with access to the internet. We want to power mass adoption in the Web3 revolution underpinning decentralized finance, or DeFi. We want to liberate people from complexity with user-friendly tools that enable easy participation. We want to remove the barriers to participation in the crypto economy for both individuals and organizations alike. The Anchor approach. We work towards this vision in three key ways. 1. Users and community first by design. We put the needs of users and the community at the forefront of our technology development. We create products and services that we know people want. We design our ecosystem offerings to be pleasurable and easy to engage with. 2. Remove complexity. We work to simplify the complexity of blockchain and DeFi by providing the following. A. Robust Web3 multi-chain infrastructure that enables reliable, accurate communication and integration with multiple blockchains. B. One-click staking solutions that enable you to start earning rewards with minimal effort. 3. Building an inclusive Web3 blockchain infrastructure. We want to empower developers with easy-to-use tools, services, and interfaces to a multi-chain environment. Key principles. These are the core principles that underpin the Anchor project. 1. Anchor has no vested interest in any particular chain. 2. Decentralization is a cornerstone of our purpose. 3. We advocate for the next generation of Internet, Web 3.0. Chain neutrality. We are chain neutral. Anchor is a single platform that provides multiple different chains without advocating for any particular chain over another. Note, this is also known as blockchain agnosticism. As a multi-chain provider, Anchor is a chain neutral. We don't advocate for our users to adopt any particular chain in preference to another. For example, a question we often get from developers is, quote, should I build my project on Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain, end quote. Developers currently have to choose between the networks and ecosystem. For example, one consideration is whether they want users to hold crypto assets on Ethereum, ERC20, or BSC, BEP20, and what the implications are. For example, a user holding USDT, the ERC20 version, cannot easily buy a NFT being sold with USDT, the BEP20 version. Anchor is at the forefront of addressing these limitations. By working closely with developers, Anchor has pioneered building tools for cross-chain interoperability. Decentralization. Decentralization is a cornerstone of Anchor's purpose. Decentralization is at the heart of Anchor. We are on a path toward being a fully decentralized DAO. Anchor has launched over 15,000 nodes globally that support a thriving ecosystem of over 50 proof-of-stake blockchains. This infrastructure is fundamental for contributing tools for a rapidly growing community of Web 3.0 developers. Through cloud computing, Anchor links together servers to create on-demand resources for those building decentralized apps, protocols, and smart contracts that contribute to a more connected and democratized version of the web. Anchor's startup idea and first white paper sought to use idle processing power in data centers to build an open-source cloud called the DCCN, or Distributed Cloud Computing Network. In this initial model, a user could run any application on the Anchor decentralized cloud service. Since then, Anchor has completed a pivot to focus exclusively on serving the crypto economy. Web 3.0. Web 3.0, the next generation of Internet. Mass adoption of Web 3.0 by individuals, developers, and enterprise is key to securing the next stage of the Internet. The third generation of the Internet is here, but still under construction. The Web 3.0 movement refers to the building of an internet of decentralized networks that no single entity controls. It is a movement away from centralized corporations that currently dominate the web and profit from the data users generate. The key innovation of these networks is the creation of platforms that no single entity controls, yet everyone can still trust. The more participation on these networks, the greater the security for everybody. Blockchain technology underlies the decentralization that is essential to the formation of Web 3.0 because it is open, trustless, and permissionless. Decentralization Decentralization and the enablement of value transfers between pairs are key building blocks of Web 3.0. ANKR provides Web 3.0 infrastructure for individuals, developers, and enterprise. Key glossary. Alpha. Alpha refers to excess returns earned on an investment above a benchmark return. Chain neutrality. This is also known as blockchain agnosticism. It refers to the practice of supporting the best chain for a customer's need, depending on the underlying problem or use case. ANKR is a single platform that provides multiple different chains. As a multi-chain provider, ANKR is chain neutral. We don't advocate for our users to adopt any particular chain in preference to another. For example, a question we often get asked from developers is, should I build my project on Ethereum or Binance Smart Chain? Developers currently have to choose between the networks and ecosystem. For example, one consideration is whether they want users to hold crypto assets in Ethereum or Binance. ANKR is at the forefront of addressing these limitations. By working closely with developers, ANKR has pioneered the building of tools for cross-chain interoperability. Cloud computing. Cloud computing is the concept of software linking together physical servers to create on-demand resources for compute, network, and storage. ANKR's startup idea and first white paper sought to use idle processing power in data centers to build an open-source cloud called the DCCN, or Distributed Cloud Computing Network. In this initial model, a user could run any application on the ANKR decentralized cloud service. Since then, ANKR has completed a pivot to focus exclusively on serving the crypto economy. Crypto economy. The crypto economy is the use of incentives in cryptography to design open decentralized systems, applications, and networks. Within this economy exist several moments attempting to bring about the mass adoption of a new system. The ANKR platform brings two moments together, Web3 and decentralized finance. The Web3 movement is about decentralized applications, protocols, and smart contracts, while the DeFi movement creates the financial system for Web3, money embedded in infrastructure. By bringing them together in easy-to-use products and services, ANKR helps power the crypto economy. A traditional economy needs three fundamentals: land, or real estate, workers for productivity, and a financial system. In the crypto economy, Web3 infrastructure functions as digital real estate, providing the computational space for the blockchain network to work. ANKR's DeFi service, StakeFi, integrates the financial system into Web3 infrastructure, and developer projects running on this infrastructure make the economy productive. DeFi movement. DeFi, or decentralized finance, is a socio-technical movement of push and pull factors. 1. DeFi is a push away from an over-reliance on central financial intermediaries such as brokerages, exchanges, or banks to offer traditional financial instruments. This reflects a disenchantment with centralized banking practices as well as fiscal policies such as quantitative easing. 2. DeFi is also a pull towards the emergence of a blockchain-based form of finance to support the direct transfer and exchange of value peer-to-peer across borders to anyone, anywhere in the world with an internet connection. These transactions are mediated by smart contract programs, or DeFi protocols often run using open source software, most commonly Ethereum. While Ethereum 1.0 has been a phenomenal success, it has been hampered by a limited number of transactions it can process, as well as high gas fees per transaction. DeFi projects have evolved to solve these pain points with the launch of newer chains, adopting novel technology to improve transaction throughput, cost, and scalability. From ANKR's point of view, DeFi is on track to become a financial system for the Web3 movement. F2. F2 is a set of upgrades that improve the scalability, security, and sustainability of Ethereum. These upgrades are Beacon Chain, Phase 0. The Beacon Chain introduces proof of stake to Ethereum. Proof of stake is the underlying mechanism that activates validators upon receipt of enough stake. For Ethereum, users need to stake 32 ETH to become a validator. Validators are chosen at random to create blocks and are responsible for checking and confirming blocks they do create. A user's stake is also used as a way to incentivize good validator behavior by making deductions for missing a transaction or any other errors, intentional or otherwise. Merge. Phase 1.5. This is the merging of the Ethereum mainnet into the proof-of-stake system, controlled and coordinated by the Beacon Chain. Sharding Phase 2. Sharding is a scalability and capacity improvement for F2, using shard chains to spread the network's load across 64 new chains. With shard chains, validators only need to store/run data for the shard they're validating, not the entire network. Lower hardware requirements and capacity enable more validators to participate. Shard chains can only safely enter the Ethereum ecosystem with a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism in place. EVM compatible. EVM, or Ethereum Virtual Machine, is a leading standard for smart contract development. With EVM compatibility, developers can build the same way they would do in Ethereum and benefit from the same tools and applications. This is particularly useful in addressing the scalability problems of Ethereum. Ethereum 1.0 is currently limited to 15 or so transactions per second, while rising transaction fees can make it extremely hard to move funds in a timely manner, especially when interacting with smart contracts. EVM compatible blockchains can help users get past these hurdles. Examples of EVM-compatible blockchains are Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and Avalanche. With ANKR's support for EVM-compatible chains, developers can easily access other chains with the same functions and code without getting locked into a single chain. Binance Smart Chain. Binance Smart Chain solves the development challenges in adding new decentralized features for assets and community to the native DEX blockchain. Binance Smart Chain is a standalone parallel Binance chain offering much requested smart contract and virtual machine functionality. The provision of a parallel chain ensures the continuance of existing Binance chain performance capabilities in handling millions of trades in a short time. Key benefits: 1. Cross-chain communication means that users are free to create any tokenization, financial products, and digital assets on Binance Smart Chain or Binance Chain. Items on BSC can be manually and programmatically traded and circulated in a stable, high-throughput, fast, and friendly environment of Binance Chain, whilst being able to operate those in a single interface and tooling ecosystem. 2. Staking involve consensus and governance. And 3. Ethereum compatibility. Polygon, formerly known as Matic. Polygon solves the problem of ecosystem fragmentation and development challenges in connecting Ethereum-compatible blockchain networks. Polygon is a specialized protocol and framework for building and connecting blockchain networks. The Polygon platform is designed for ease of use and provides a structure for Ethereum scaling and infrastructure development. Its core component is Polygon SDK, a modular, flexible framework that supports building multiple types of applications. Using Polygon, one can create optimistic rollup chains, ZK rollup chains, standalone chains, or any other kind of infra required by the developer. Key benefits: Polygon enhances and transforms the Ethereum network into a fully fledged multi-chain system with the advantages of Ethereum's security ecosystem and openness. Avalanche. Avalanche is a smart contracts platform aiming to solve the problems of fragmentation in the global financial system by providing an internet-scale electronic payment system with a novel consensus mechanism. The Avalanche consensus engine solves the blockchain scalability trilemma of balancing speed, scalability, and security in a number of novel ways. Snowball consensus protocol, inspired by gossip algorithms, the system works by repeatedly sampling the network at random, steering correct nodes towards a common outcome. Avalanche executes multiple Snowball instances with the aid of a directed acyclic graph, DAG, directed acyclic graph, a nonlinear data structure to store data and enable the partial ordering of decisions. DAG works with Snowball to resolve any conflicting double spend transactions and achieve consensus and fast finality transactions at high speed, efficiency, and security. Unlike proof of work and proof of stake, there is no competition to create a new block, and the Avalanche consensus engine is eco-friendly, energy efficient, and does not require special computer hardware. It performs well in adversarial conditions and is resilient to 51% attacks. Key benefits: supports the building of application-specific blockchains spanning permissioned private and permissionless public deployments. Provides high scalability for building decentralized applications or dApps with incredibly fast consensus mechanism. Third, enables high customability and the building of arbitrarily complex digital assets with custom rules, covenants, and writers, smart assets through subnetworks. Front-running. Front-running is a type of attack in which a bot sets a higher gas cost to complete a transaction by inspecting the mempool. The mempool is a type of holding area where transactions have been broadcast to the network, wait to be mined into blocks. The front-running robot analyzes and finds targets that can be attacked by continually scanning transactions in the mempool. By creating mutually beneficial relationships with significant mining pools, ANKR is able to support miners to connect more efficiently and directly to nodes via API services. By enabling the syncing up with miners at scale, gas prices are virtually eliminated. Geth, a hardened Go implementation of the Ethereum node client, offers support for public transactions and click POA consensus. ANKR nodes use Geth. Internet bonds. Internet bonds are also referred to as synthetic stake tokens, staking derivatives, or liquid staking. Internet bond is a digital work agreement between a proof of stake network, a bond issuer, and a capital provider / staker or bondholder. The agreement gives the bondholder the right to provide work and earn rewards. Liquidity mining. Liquidity mining is a term used in DeFi to describe the process of supplying liquidity in the form of crypto assets to decentralized financial platforms / protocols, and in return receiving rewards, usually in the form of tokens for doing so. Supplying liquidity is also known as staking assets. Note: liquidity mining is distinct from yield farming. Yield farming is a form of staking. Liquidity mining is a subset of yield farming. The main difference is that liquidity providers are compensated not just with fee revenue, but also the platform's own tokens. This is a quick overview of how it works. 1. Buy crypto assets, for example Ethereum or DAI. Some protocols require asset pairs. 2. Find a platform or protocol to deposit your crypto assets on. 3. Typically, you'll receive rewards in the form of tokens for depositing assets onto a platform or protocol. 4th, next you can stake your tokens on the issuing protocol for further rewards, or trade your tokens on an exchange. Decentralized exchanges DEXs such as Uniswap have all tokens listed for trade. 5th, you can then earn additional yield by exchanging your tokens for a stablecoin and depositing those onto a network or protocol. Borrowing and lending. You can choose to borrow a token or coin from a platform. This then allows you to either stake it back onto the same platform to earn rewards, or stake it on another platform to earn rewards. Liquid staking. See internet bonds. Multi-chain support. Multi-chain support provides the means for disparate blockchains to communicate with each other. It also provides the ability to share, see, and access information across different blockchain networks. Creating an ecosystem where different blockchains communicate with each other easily depends on ease of integration with existing systems, the ability to initiate and perform transactions on other chains, and transact between developments by integrating apps and easily switching from one underlying platform to another. ANKR is dedicated to providing the multi-chain support and interoperability via our developer APIs. Key benefits to dApp developers: easy information sharing and execution of smart contracts cross-chain, potential for layering and expansion of functionality to create unique and useful apps. Nodes. Nodes are decentralized applications which run the blockchain. Without them, the blockchain would not exist. Nodes are deployed on servers and data centers. ANKR uses independent data centers to host its nodes. Parachain. Parachain form part of the Polkadot network. They allow transactions to be processed at the same time, in parallel, instead of one after the other. This removes the bottlenecks, delayed transaction finality, and high transaction fees that arise with sequential processing of blockchains. Parachains construct and propose blocks to validators on a relay chain before being added to the final chain. Each parachain can be optimized for a specific use. Passive earning. Passive earning refers to the ability to generate income at regular intervals without needing to exert much effort. In DeFi, there are several potential ways to earn passive income. Note, some methods are less risky than others, but all methods incur risk. Earn interest. Depositing assets onto a platform or protocol allow you to earn interest on your asset in much the same way as placing money into a savings account. Proof of work blockchain. Consensus algorithm currently called mining, used in networks like Bitcoin, Ethereum 1.0, Dogecoin, and Litecoin. Proof of stake blockchain. Proof of stake is a financial type consensus mechanism used by blockchain networks to achieve distributed consensus. Proof of stake blockchains use much less electricity than proof of work blockchains and can be hosted in traditional data centers. Users stake crypto assets such as Ethereum and become a validator in the network. Validators, sometimes referred to as staking nodes, check transactions and create new blocks. This allows all nodes on the network to agree on the state of the network. ANKR runs a network of validators which power StakeFi, including a top 3 validator for the Binance Smart Chain. In addition, users can deploy validators using ANKR's one-click node service. Provider. Providers deploy nodes and validate transactions on the ANKR network. They invest resources to support and secure the ANKR infrastructure. In return, they receive staking awards. They can do this in 2 ways. 1. Running new staking nodes. Providers can bring CPU, GPU, memory, and free storage to connect to the StakeFi infrastructure using ANKR tokens. Providers host new staking nodes. 2. Using ANKR staking nodes. Providers do not host staking nodes themselves. They use ANKR staking nodes via sidecars running on an Ethereum 2 node. Rebase, or rebasing. A rebase refers to a mechanism used to adjust a price-elastic token to be equivalent in value to another asset it is based on. This adjustment occurs automatically if a market is perfect and all inequalities are arbitraged out. Otherwise, rebase mechanisms are used to accommodate a token's price fluctuation, for example, in response to rewards for a staked asset. This adjustment is known as a rebase mechanism. Scalability trilemma. The scalability trilemma refers to the inherent difficulty of maximizing 3 important attributes of blockchain systems: decentralization, scalability, and security. The trilemma claims that the blockchain systems can maximize 2 at the expense of the third, meaning that all blockchain systems require trade-offs depending on the specific application and use case. Blockchains are decentralized and secure by design. However, to build a high-performance and reliable application, significant investments must be made in building and maintaining node infrastructure. ANKR helps to solve the scalability issue in proof-of-stake blockchain networks with our developer API service. The scalability trilemma manifests here with some elements of centralization via our node cluster architecture and RPC gateway. ANKR addresses this trade-off by adding decentralization of power into the service. ANKR is on a pathway towards being governed by its community through the ANKR DAO, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Institutional investors are not allowed to buy up the majority of tokens, hence ensuring the community is in power. The developer API service is a slot auction mechanism for maintaining decentralization. Third-party organizations run nodes which power the developer API. Nodes are distributed across independent third-party data centers across multiple geographic locations and never in centralized public cloud providers. Sidecar. Sidecar is ANKR software that manages the blockchain, for example, availability, capacity, and security. Anchor users who want to be providers can install and execute this software to stake their Anchor tokens and receive rewards. Providers who stake using sidecars are expected to participate in the voting process. For participating in the voting process, the stakers will get rewards in Anchor tokens. It also randomly chooses other nodes on the Anchor staking infrastructure, checks their uptime, and reports to smart contracts. Stakers, aka requesters. Stakers deposit crypto assets on blockchain networks or protocols and request staking services from a provider. They do not host a node themselves. They can stake any amount from 0.5 Ethereum to thousands of Ethereum. Traditional staking. Staking involves locking crypto assets, stake, onto a blockchain network to support the security and operations of that network. In exchange for locking your crypto assets, rewards are received in return for validating blocks. The protocol randomly assigns the right to validate a block at specific intervals. The chances of being chosen are proportional to the quality of crypto assets locked up. The higher the stake, the greater the chance of being selected as the next block validator. The basis for the allocation of rewards varies according to the protocol, but can include the following. 1. Number of coins being staked by a validator. 2. Period of time validator has been actively staking. 3. Number of coins on the network in total. 4. Rate of inflation. Finally, Web 3.0 movement. The Web 3 movement refers to the building of an internet of decentralized networks that no single entity controls. It is a movement away from the centralized corporations that currently dominate the web and profit from the data users generate. The key innovation of these networks is the creation of a platform that no single entity controls, yet everyone can still trust. Blockchain technology underlies this decentralization as essential to the formation of Web 3.0 because it is open, trustless, and permissionless. Decentralization and the enablement of value transfers between pairs are the key building blocks of Web 3.0. Anchor provides Web 3 infrastructure for individuals, developers, and enterprise. And this concludes the Anchor documentation website review. Make waves, my friends.